that, for example, if we have a problem 5 factorial, so it means that n is a variable which can be changed by and vary to the problem, depend on the problem. So sometimes we need factorial of 10, sometimes we need factorial of 9, sometimes we need factorial of any other number. So any other number, for example, n is now the variable. Okay. So for instance, we consider the value of n is 5. Okay. So how to find the factorial of 5? So let's divide this problem into sub problems, like this is equal to, starting from 1, multiply by 2, multiply by 3, multiply by 4, and multiply by 5. This is the number which was input by the user. Okay, and this is the starting number digit from which we have to start the multiplication. Okay, so this is the starting point and this is the ending point. Starting point and ending point. Okay, remember. Now how to solve this problem? To solve this problem, we need to multiply the first two digits. The 1 into 2 is equal to 2, then multiply by 3, then multiply by 4, then multiply by 5. Then what? Then we multiply the result of the first iteration with the remaining digit, the first digit. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6. Okay, and multiply by 4 and multiply by 5. Then in next iteration, we multiply the result of previous iteration, which is 6, with the digit which is the first remaining. This is, so 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. Multiply by, we borrow this 5 from the previous iteration. Now this is the result of the previous iteration, and we multiply it with the borrowed digit from the previous iteration. So multiply 24 by 5 is almost equal to 120. This is the result, desired result. So accordingly, we are going to formulate in to design our own C++ program as per the solution which we have done here on this slide. So this is the number which will be inputted by the user. For example, 5, the user inputted number. The factorial, where we will save the result, like we have saved this result, then we have saved this result, then we have saved this result, and in the last iteration we have saved the 120. Okay, and this is the n. N is initially declared as equal to 1. So we will try to update this statement. Update this so that in each iteration, first we give it gives us the 1, then it should give us 2, then it should give us the value as 3, then 4, and then 5. So this is how we will convert this series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits, and we'll achieve through this n. Okay, now you understand that for our purpose we have declared this number, this factorial, and this small n. We are inputting, we are flashing this message on the screen. We are inputting some value, integer value, into the number, and then factorial is being initialized as equal to 1. Okay, remember that whenever a variable is involved in multiplication, in a process where multiplication is involved, then the variable shall be initialized with 1. It is necessary. Okay, but if a variable is involved in the summation, then that variable shall be assigned with 0. Okay, so now this is the for loop, body of the for loop. Here you can see that n is initialized with 1, which was desired. This is the desired value. Let's see. Here you can see the first value, okay, the desired value 1. We have starting our loop from here, so in next iteration that will be the next to next, and then up till we achieve the n is equal to 5. So n is compared with number, so we do know what is number, and this is also given in the, so our loop should be started from 1 and ended on 5, okay, ended up till we achieve the 5 number. So it means that first iteration will be executed, then second, then third, then fourth, and then fifth, and when we achieve the value of n is equal to 6, so the condition will become false and no iteration will be occur, okay. Okay, so this is the update statement, so that in every next iteration we get updated value of this n. This is the, okay. Okay, remember that initialization statement will always execute only once in the iteration, only once. Remember, only once. Now the conditional statement will execute one more than the iterations, one more than the iterations, ठीक है? जितने iterations आपको नजर आ रहे हैं उससे एक ज़्यादा होगा. It means that even when it the condition become false, even in that situation, in that circumstances, the condition at least is being executed. Okay. Now the post increment will be occurred then to increment the value of n. So it actually to control the loop of the logic, the loop that we want to iterate it here. So n will update. So plus this plus the increment operator will update the value of n. Okay, so now you can see in the formula that factorial steric equal to n. Steric equal is a compound statement, is a compound assignment operator, which involve multiplication as well as the assignment of the operator. Okay. So now you can see here that factorial is multiplied with n. Factorial is multiplied with n. So initially factorial is 1 and n is also 1. Okay. So 1 multiplied by 1 we will get 1, and the second iteration the result will be equal to, the factorial will be equal to 1 while n will be 2, so 1 multiplied by 2 we will get 2. So in second iteration factorial will be equal to 2, and this will be n will be updated to 3, and 3 will come through this condition statement in the formula. Now you can see that factorial was 2 and n is now 3, so 3 multiplied by 2, here you can see here 2 multiplied by 3 is we will get 6. So in this way we will get the result of any factorial number, and when we get termination of the for loop, when we get the termination of the for loop, which is this one, so after termination of the for statement, which will occur when this condition becomes, so the execution will come to the out of the body of the for loop. So we will get this statement on the screen. This is been enclosed in the double quote, so we will get this message on the screen as this is variable, so number, so that will be printed on the screen, which was inputted by the user. So for instance we have taken 5, so you will see 5, and this will be print as it is because this is also included in the double quotes, and we will see the last result of the factorial. So last result here we will see 120 on the screen, the value of the factorial. This is the for loop for N-Factorial, and we have already discussed this in our presentation slide. You can just copy this program and write it down in the diff C++, and you can see and run it with any N of n. So you will find the factorial, you can find the factorial of any number through this calculator, which is being designed for the n factorial, for the factorial purposes.